So to my surprise, you guys have actually requested me to do another Rayman video. So that is why in today's video, we're going to be finding out how fast you can touch water in every Rayman game. And we start this video with the original Rayman. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this game, and luckily we don't get to spend a lot of time on this game because, well, there's water right here. Next is Rayman 2: The Great Escape. Now, we do spawn in the pirate ship that Rayman got captured on, but it does not have any water. And once we skip a couple cutscenes, we spawn over here where we can touch water. Next is Rayman 3: Hoodlum Havoc. Now, this game starts us off with Murphy carrying us, so we can't really, well, do anything. Now, in the next level, we get this unskippable cutscene, which is probably going to last 2 to 3 minutes, which sucks. After that cutscene, we have to go through this log over here, and where we can fall this little waterfall. I mean, I don't even know what to call this river. Pond! Next is one of the many editions of this game, Rayman Rush. Now, since this game is a party game, we can pretty much pick where we actually go. But I don't know about you guys, but Water Canyon sounds like a good place to start. And we don't have to go that far because there's some water falling over here. Next is Rayman Arena. Now, in this game, it's a little harder to tell what's gonna have water first, so I'm just gonna go with, I don't know. You know what? Sunset Coast seems like a beachy area, so we're just gonna go with Sunset Coast. And luckily for me, I was correct because there's a waterfall right next to us, enabling us to touch agua. Next is Rayman's Hoodlums Revenge. Now, this game over here starts us in this pink-like area, which is surrounded by pink water, as Murphy says, which after we play this cutscene or dialogue, whatever you want to call that, we can go jump in the water right here. Next is Rayman Rabbids. Now, this game starts off in a prison, which we have to escape from, and there is no water in this prison cell. And I ended up spending 7 minutes in this level because, well, I got lost like 2 or 3 times. We're not gonna discuss it. Now, unfortunately, since this is a cutscene, this does not count as touching water just yet because it's a cutscene and we don't count cutscenes. We have to skip through all this dialogue before we can actually touch the water. And now that the dialogue is finally complete, since it's raining, we have touched water. Now, there's 2 versions of this game, so we're going to be doing the Xbox version of Rayman Rabbids now. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be touching any grass over here. We have to complete a couple mini games before we actually touch water. Unfortunately, the first minigame, we don't actually get to do any water touching because, well, this fella over here is not asking for anything water related. Now, in the next minigame, it is bunnies don't give gifts or bunnies gifts, whatever it is. As you guys can see, we're surrounded by water, which we don't actually touch because it's a set path, which doesn't have us touching any water, unfortunately. And same with the next minigame, there is no water over here. Now, next is this minigame, which is pretty much the boss fight of the day or the final stage of the day, which if it wasn't obvious already, well, there is no water here. Once day 1 is complete, we can come to our jail cell, and actually we have water dripping on the toilet, which is very convenient for us because the challenge here is to touch water. Next is Rayman Rabbids 2. I don't know whose idea it was to make this many rabbit games, but it was not a good idea because why is there so many? Anyway, since we can pick our destination, we have to go to the USA and go through the minigames on that because, well, the first minigame, luckily for us, is American football. And why is that lucky, you may ask? Well, here's your answer. It is raining, which means we have touched water. Next is Rayman Rabbids TV Party, another rabbit game. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm going to be guessing which of these levels actually has water, so, I think I'll go with Little Big Jackpot because that looks like a beach level. I was wrong, this is not the beach. Alright, after attempting 2 other minigames, let's hope Mountain Behind actually has water, which it does! Great, good news for us because now we have touched water. Next is Rayman Origins. And Rayman Origins is a very easy one because, well, it is raining at the very beginning. Next is Rayman Legends. Now, the unfortunate part of Rayman Legends is that this is actually the last time Rayman was on console. If you don't count, well, the Switch version, which is pretty much just Rayman Legends on the Switch. But that was pretty much the last time we saw a Rayman game, which is unfortunate because, well, look how good this looks for 2013. Not that 2013 had some bad looking games, but look at, they could have capitalized on this and made so many other games that are not mobile games. Anyway, once we get back to our objective, we bounce on this little thing over here, and then we go down here, ignore the teensy, and we touch some water. And now we're on the final stretch, starting with Rayman Jungle Run. Now, if my game seems a little bit fast, that's because, well, It is, because it's a refresh rate problem where the game recognizes my monitor as 120 hertz instead of 60, which the game should be played at 60, but I'm not because I'm on a 144 hertz monitor. But it's whatever, I don't really care. I mean, it's gonna affect the time, obviously. I mean, look how fast I'm running, but I don't want to change it because that's too much of a hassle. I don't even do it for Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not gonna do it for Rayman. I don't care. Now, for a game named Jungle Run, there seems to be a lack of water. I don't know about you guys, but to me, I feel like a jungle is going to have a lot more rivers and stuff like that because, well, I don't know. That's just what I know jungles. Jungles have trees and water and all that other stuff. And we have lucked out because our first taste of water in this game is just a couple drops of it. So we can finally say goodbye to Jungle Run. Next is Rayman Fiesta Run. Now, luckily for me, this game is very, very, very easy because the first level has water in the first second. Next is Rayman Adventures, which is available nowhere. I did this for the last video as well, but I'm actually using my own YouTube video to do this game because there is nowhere to find this game. I swear this game is nowhere to be found. It's like they took it off the App Store and the face of the earth because I had literally searched everywhere for this game. I'm still looking for it. So if any of you guys have ever, like, I don't even know how to get it because it wasn't on Microsoft, because Fiesta Run and Jungle Run, they were on Microsoft, but this game was not. This was straight up iOS only. Anywho, in this game, you have to complete the first world in order to touch water, but once you complete the first world in the first level, you go over here, and as you guys can see, we can touch water. Next is Rayman Mini. Now, fortunately for me, I can actually play this game because it is still on the App Store. You just have to buy like this. I don't even know what you have to buy. I just pressed OK and I just bought it. But touching water in this game is very easy thanks to that waterfall right there. And now that every Rayman game is complete, here is the list of how fast you can touch water in every Rayman game. And let me know what I should do next in the comments down below. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and remember, stay hydrated.